I'm starting a trend. Naked videos first thing in the morning with the roosters and the beauty of the morning, because that's when I'm my most fresh before all the energies of the world become alive and awake, which I love. But I've been awake today since about 3:33, I think it was 3:34. It was about that time of the day. And I just wanted to pop on Raw, Rich, and Real with my readers so that I can see myself. I've become the woman with readers. I remember teasing Ian about his readers, and then I started borrowing them. And now, guess what happens when you start borrowing glasses? You forget about your natural lenses. So speaking of lenses, it's been such a big couple of weeks and a couple of months and a couple of years. I mean, if you follow me on Instagram, I was guided to go through my whole Instagram page the other day, and it's like, wow, there has been a theme of legit, like, difficulty, shadow, hard stuff, guys. And I am so compassionate to hard stuff, or the soul's awakening, or the dark night of the soul, or your shadows, or whatever you want to call that part of life. For me, it's a growth opportunity, and unfortunately it's just been a hell of a lot longer than I ever imagined it to be. And as being a perfectionist, I'm very annoyed that one eye is bigger than the other right now. So this is the thing about talking into a camera and looking at yourself. It's like you get to look at yourself when you talk into the camera and really see who you are, which is why I suggest practicing it. So a lot of you that follow me, that I have attended my courses or my classes, or that are upcoming people that are going to be studying with me here in Mexico in the future, there'll be that certification class that I've been talking about forever. So we have a place picked out for it. I'm very excited for that. All of your needs will be cared for. All you have to do is show up, and the price will be absolutely all inclusive for you. If you're on a budget or you need to care for your dollars for any reason, you'll be welcome to stay in another hotel and then come in for the class, so that you can do it on your own, at your own pace, at your own money spend, and create options. So I'll have options for different price ranges, but the certification will be a solid price. I'm very excited for this. I've seen this for a long time. This is for people this will be specifically for anybody who's either already doing readings or spiritual energy work that want to take that to a whole nother level. There are so many great readers out there, and I love how many people are doing amazing things. YouTube right now is exploding with excellent readers, and I'll be getting on TikTok myself, but there's some weird glitches there. People, when they're liking to follow me, it's unliking their. So like, if somebody said the other day, I tried to like your TikTok channel, which I'll be posting soon, because I need 1,000 followers to go live in TikTok, and I'm very, very guided to go on TikTok, which is where you'll be able to receive like 15-minute readings, sometimes for free and sometimes paid. But I need the 1,000 followers first. But hold off, because I've had a couple people say, I've gone to like your channel and it's not letting me like it. So apparently there's a glitch in the system. So we're all about getting the glitches out of the system, debugging, which has to happen. Oh my gosh, I'm seeing such a beautiful Zen Buddha coming in right now. I've really been connecting to my Buddhist guide, which I kind of tucked away for a little while because I just wanted to rebel against the peace teachings. And recently I've really had my Buddhist guide come back in and help me and steer me back to some of my Vedic principles, which are a staple for me, to be honest. Like, very, very, very much probably the closest thing. If somebody said, what's your religion? I would say, my Vedic principles is the closest match to the energies that I've received since I was a child, about our evolution, about who we are, and all of that. So I just wanted to say that. So many things will be happening this year, but I've really needed to get my own body safe. So I've talked so much about parts work. If you follow me on my Beyond Senses into Infinity page, you would have been up and close and tight while I was having my own therapy and a lot of work done, and really sharing my experience of that and how profound it has been to have that parts work as a tool in my pocket. I think everybody should know this stuff. And I have to tag the person who's the right name because I forget her name right now. But she's working. Sorry, I don't remember your name. I remember your energy and your voice and all of your frequency, though, and it's hard to forget. But she's been working one of Mary Morgan's containers, and that's what I was watching at 3:30 in the morning. And the way that this woman spoke to the parts work and presented it to the community was so incredible. I was just like, this woman really knows her shit, and I was really enjoying listening to that, and it helped me reframe some things too from her perspective, which is important because I've been working with a psychologist for years, which I think everybody should do. It's wonderful to keep our mind in mental shape. Just like we go to the gym and tweak, just like we go to yoga and do the things to keep our bodies in shape, I really believe it's important, psychologically speaking, that anybody in this industry has a very clear concept of the psychology, because if we don't have a clear sense of the psychology of things, we can actually do more harm than good in certain experiences. And because so many people are coming into the online coaching world with traumas, we all have traumas on some level, we want to be handled with care, which gratefully I have been in very many coaching containers this year, handled with beautiful care, and in many places the red carpet rolled out for me, and then I stepped under the carpet and I was like, and everybody's like, why are you fucking being weird, Margot? And I'm like, because I am weird. I feel a lot. And so it's been a process for me. And then, of course, the fires happened and big T traumas, and another one in which I needed to really care for myself. And then, drive across the country with our twins and my partner. So it's been a shake-up to a wake-up. Always a shake-up will bring a wake-up if you're conscious. And we're really getting the opportunity to readdress consciousness. Like, what is consciousness? And I will tell you, we are creating consciousness as I'm talking. The minute we amplify any concept or frequency, we're amplifying consciousness. We'll never get behind it because it's always evolving, kind of like AI, right? Well, we're always growing into new levels of consciousness. That's how it goes. So there's so much beauty in the world right now with so many people teaching what they teach. And so for me, I want to teach you how to be your own channel, how to get your own vibrational insights, your own psychic knowing. That the psychic muscle is simply tired for a lot of people. It's just a muscle that we've shut down consciously or subconsciously. The collective has shut that down, and it's all waking up. We're all waking up. And so with an awakening can come a lot of fear, and we want to make sure that we're in the right hands for that kind of stuff. So we learn all kinds of techniques that you don't have to be psychic for. So there'll be a week where it's a whole psychic really owning your skills to be a great reader. I will not tell you how to become famous online. Obviously, that is not my wheelhouse. So that's not my lane, but I will bring someone in that will also be helping so that in real time, we can create that. So that's exciting. So there's some courses coming forward, and in the online place, I have seen myself working in other people's audiences for years. That's what I know to be true. Spirit was like, you don't have to write a resume. And then I bent recently, and I thought, I'm going to be flexible, and I'm going to do the thing, and I'm going to honor myself, because I won't be able to feel good unless I do this. And so I sent an incredible presentation that was much different than my vision to Alpha Femme, actually. And that did not go so great when I ended up doing a life transition for Theo. Theo is a beautiful rebel from our town in Jasper. The day he passed, actually, I got this, like, get off of line right now. You're not buying anything. You're not doing anything. Turn off the internet. And I was like, okay. It was so loud and so clear. I teach people to do that. Absolutely did that. The next day, I realized that he was trying to get in and talk to me, but I was so focused on this project and so excited about it. And this crashed that matrix completely, which is so interesting. What happened is I got to travel with him to the pearly gates of heaven, where I got an assignment, and I was told a couple things that I needed to remember. So I'm very grateful, because a lot of times a tragedy or a crossover or a transition will bring me home. And I've had a couple program visits home so that I would keep going, even with my very raw, messy hair. I would just keep going. And so for those of you that want to attain your purpose or living your purpose every day, I really want to make sure that you're held in the right hands. If you're going through any type of awakening, if you're going through any trauma recovery, there's a whole place in which you will be supported in that as my world grows. But mostly, I want you to know that if you have a calling to do something, you will not be allowed to put it down, even if you want to, even if your soul is tired or your spirit, let's say your spirit, because your soul doesn't get tired. If your spirit is tired because you've been through a lot, the right people will be able to hold you in that compassion and respond to that and go, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry you had such a tumultuous situation. That must have sucked for you. Let's try to figure this out and move forward. That's very much, to me, the conscious response. And not all of us are here to respond, and that's okay, right? We all have our own gifts and our own talents, and that's the beauty of what we're here to do. And we all have our own lens that we look through, depending on our experiences, our values, our morals, our trajectories. There's so many. When somebody sits in front of me, I can see 8,000 lenses, and I can see the one they're looking through. And so we have to remove those lenses to get to source and divinity, and I got to put my own shit aside completely and forget everything that I think I know about that person to see their highest truth. And so that's what I teach you. So I'm very excited for that. I'm going to leave this here because that's a 10-minute video. And so if you're still watching it, you're clearly one of my people. You can sign up at margotbereska.com for my newsletter, and we're going to be working on some things and getting more clear and more simplified in my offers as well. So I'm very excited for this, and I'm hoping that you have a beautiful day. And I'm so grateful today for myself, listening to myself when I jumped on a call with Mary Morgan yesterday. She was another one that I was so guided to jump into her 1-year program, and what could look like a complete failure of me being like not the best student and not showing up a lot. And yesterday I'm in a restaurant, and of course the connection gets lost halfway through the call, which I thought was hilarious, and of course almost predictable because, well, the connection in a restaurant is not great. We now have Starlink, so we have a much better connection at our house for those of you that will be joining me for any Zoom calls or other calls. And Katrina is going to be helping me with my calendar and my time zones. So all those beautiful little kinks and bugs are just part of the deal. And as we go beyond the 3D matrix, we go into the higher consciousness levels. And I'm even creating something for those of you that have issues with technology. And if cyber stuff goes weird for you, depending on your energy field and if you influence things. I had another powerful woman come for a session while I was in Edmonton last time. And we both went to the hotel door. And of course, the card would not open. And she stood back. I stood back. We took a deep breath. We connected to the intention of the door opening. She stayed back and I opened the door. You know, it was pretty beautiful. So those of us that work strongly in the energy fields, we will absolutely influence and be influenced by cyber technology and stuff like that. And so it's frustrating. A good part of my last couple of years has been extra frustrating because what would take a normal person, very easy thing to do is harder for me. And so that happens with a lot of my clients as well, that are the ones doing the work in the field of the energy body, working around the body. And I've got a lot of information about that as well. So I'm going to be sharing that. Wrapping up. Love you so much. This video will be posted as soon as it's loaded. I'll probably post it through YouTube and then get it on the Facebook page. I love you so much. And this way I'll be able to share in various platforms. And mostly, I'm wishing you an absolutely incredible day today. Mwah.